everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah. Oh yeah. If there's one thing we can count on, it's God will never let us down, and we can trust everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him.
No, just stay right there. Please, just stay right there. I'll be fine. Do not worry. Stop crying. I'll be fine. Just give me a second, please.
Oh, Cam. What's going on? You look pretty steamed up. It's almost like you're going off the rails.
You wouldn't get it. It's an engineer thing.
Oh yeah? Try me. I bet I can track right with you.
So, you gotta stop with the train jokes.
Well, okay, well, just one more though. I'm listening. In fact, I'm all engineers. Okay, really, I'm listening, Matt.
Okay, so you know how on a locomotive there's two people, me, the engineer, and a fireman.
A fireman? Like a guy who drives the big red truck and owns a Dalmatian?
No.
No.
Nothing like that at all.
Oh.
A fireman is the person who gets the coal and shoves it into the furnace and boils it with the water. It's what makes the train go.
I'm tracking so far.
Well, today I got a new fireman. And he won't stop talking. Blah, 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 blah. Hey Cam, what's your favorite color? Mine's purple. How old were you? Wow, that's pretty old. Were you there when the first train was invented? Hey, you want to hear a train joke? What do you call a freight train? That's crying a lot. A bubble gum. A choo-choo train. Ha 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 ha! Isn't that so funny, Cam? Why are you laughing? You don't like me? Don't worry, I'll make you like me. Me? Here, another joke. How did the train get so good at its job? Because it's training. It's so funny.
Alright, enough. Just a minute. You don't sound like you're being very nice to this new guy on your crew. In fact, you're being kind of mean to him by making fun of him.
You just don't understand what it's like to be constantly interrupted while trying to work.
I think I have a pretty good idea of what it's like, Cam. Loving others is such an important part of life. Even when it's hard to be a good friend, you can ask Jesus for his help. Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
But what if someone just won't stop talking?
Jesus' power helps us be good friends. You can pray about it. Ask Jesus for his strength and patience, and for the eyes to see your new crew member the way Jesus sees him. I mean, maybe this guy needs a listening ear. Maybe he's lonely. Sometimes the people who annoy us the most are the ones who need our friendship the most.
Well, we have a long journey ahead of us, so maybe I'll be able to practice that. Could you pray for me?
Of course. We're going to wrap up here, and then I'll pray for you before you leave on your trip. Who knows? Maybe Jesus put this new guy on your crew so that you can show Jesus' love in exactly the way he needs, like no one else.
Me? A job only? I can do that job. That's cool. I'm going to finish getting our supplies together while you finish up. Then, let's pray.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone!
I'd make another train pun, but I lost my train of thought.
That's funny.
I heard everyone was steaming ahead with the last day of Rocky Railway. Glad you're here. I'm Lawrence Elk. Not a moose, not a ram, but an excellent elk. Male elks are called bulls, and me and my bull buddies like to hang out way up in the Rocky Mountains. In the winter, we move down where we can find grass. But in the spring and summer, we head for the hills. It's important that we stick together with the herd. Some elk herds are as big as 400 friends. Although my antlers are big and strong, female elk or babies don't have these, and a hungry bear is hard to fight off. Speaking of these amazing antlers, they are pretty incredible if I do say so myself. Sometimes they come in handy when other herds get too close to mine, or I need to show another bull that I'm in charge. Yeah, sometimes we butt heads, even in our happy herd. But I try not to get too attached. Literally, they fall off every year and I grow a new set. How cool is that? God also gave me a unique power to help me communicate with the herd. That's called bugling. It's a little like roaring and whistling at the same time. It keeps my herd close together where we can be safe. Our herd even has scouts, a few elk who stand watch while others graze. We have to look out for each other. Do you have friends who look out for you? Friends you like to call out to when you're sad or silly, happy or hurting? Or do you sometimes butt heads with your buddies? Maybe you need the power to forgive and love a friend when you're not getting along. You don't have to do that all by yourself. Jesus gives you his power to help be a good friend. Jesus gave this powerful command in the Bible. Love each other in the same way I have loved you. If you're butting heads with your buddies and not getting along, you can trust Jesus' power and follow his words. Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Trust Jesus.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. 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 Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Okay, now let's bring it down.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Decorations, check. Music, check. Games, check. Gifts, check. Guest? Guest? Oh no. Did I forget to send the invitations? It's day 5 at our Bible adventure here at Rocky Railway, and I forgot to send the invitations. There's no one here. What am I going to do? My friends are not here. Oh, hey, boys and girls. Hey, you're here. Thank you, you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Come on in and join the party. Because today, we're discovering how Jesus' power helps us be good friends. And the way that we're going to do that is we need to look at Jesus' first followers, the first Christians. Now, see, they were in an inner circle of sorts, but they didn't want to keep people out. Instead, they wanted to invite other people in. And the way that they did this was after Jesus died and came to life and went back to heaven, his friends started telling other people about Jesus and what was going on. And so we saw earlier this week the adventure of Peter and John, how they told people about Jesus. And guess what? Those people told people about Jesus. And those people kept telling people about Jesus. And those people kept telling even more people about Jesus. And those people kept telling people about Jesus. And those people kept telling us, well, okay. You get the picture. They kept telling people about Jesus because they wanted people to know. And so pretty soon we see that those people started believing in Jesus. Now, let's look and see what the Bible has to say about those believers. In Acts chapter 2, verse 42, it says, they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. Whoa! Did you hear that? They ate together. They were praising Jesus together. They were hanging out together. And guess what? They were sharing with others because they were becoming close friends through Jesus' power. And guess what? They wanted other people to know that too. They wanted other people to know his power, and they can celebrate because they wanted them to be Jesus' friends too. Wait, I know what kind of party this is now. It's a friendship party. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, yes! You see, it's an invitation from Jesus because Jesus wants to be friends with everyone because Jesus' power helps us be good friends. You see, a heart is a symbol of a good friendship. And we have become really good friends this week. And I want to share my heart with you to tell you about my friend Jesus. Because when we give our hearts to Jesus, we get other friends too. We get each other. And Jesus said that when we treat each other as friends, that shows someone else who doesn't know Jesus yet that he is real. And when we are friends together, that sends a signal that Jesus is with us and we get to know him. And it sends a signal to other people to know that he is real. So our friendships matter because they help us show Jesus' love to others. And we can show Jesus' love to one another as well because Jesus' power helps us be a good friend. Now, it's important to stay connected with other friends of Jesus. So if you go to this church, we are connected together in friendship. But if you go to another church, it's a great place to find other friends of Jesus too. So no matter what, we need to stay close connected to Jesus' friends. So now, let's celebrate as we look back at what Jesus' power has taught us this week. On day 1, we see that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. On day 2, Jesus' power gives us hope. On day 3, Jesus' power helps us be bold. On day 4, we have learned that Jesus' power helps us live forever. And day 5, we have learned that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. Wow, how awesome is that to know that Jesus' power is in everything that we do. And that he is the one that is going to give us the power to stand up in his name and to do great things. So remember this, boys and girls. Trust Jesus.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. 'Cause God is here and he is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, everybody clap your hands. Now stop. I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. Let's do it all again right now. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop.
Welcome to the Imagination Station. I can't believe that it is our last day together. We have had such fun making all these cool new discoveries and learning new facts about animals together this week with you. Before we dig into our craft today, I have one more question to ask you for the last time. Did you bring your imagination today?
I did.
I hope you did too, because we need a lot of imagination to get us through this last day of Imagination Station. So today our point is Jesus' power helps us be good friends. And we were talking to our friend Lawrence the elk, and he was telling me that elk can be up to 730 pounds.
Whoa.
Big animals. So I asked him, Lawrence, how do you get that much weight up a big, tall mountain? How do you climb that high? And he said that he eats 20 pounds of vegetation a day.
Whoa.
That is a lot of vegetables. Do you think you could eat that many vegetables in one day? Ooh, that would be a lot. So, anyway, cool fact about elks. Our question about elks today is, how many toes do elks have? Do they have 2 toes or 4 toes? What do you think, Miss Melanie?
Let's say 4.
They do. They have 4 toes.
4 toes. Imagine that. Super cool. Since it's our last day of Imagination Station, we're going to be making power beads bracelets. I'm really excited about this. So in your craft kit, you should have a string and some beads. Now, steam trains, they get their power through coal and wood. So we have in our power bead kit this black piece that will represent the coal and this brown piece that represents the wood. And that's how steam trains get their power. But we get our power from Jesus. So if you notice, you have a blue cross. And this is going to remind you of Jesus' power. And we've learned so much about Jesus' power this week and how he gives it to us. So what you need to do is take your string and your tape. Now, before you tape your string to your table, you want to tie one end of your string.
You may need your mommy or daddy to help you out, but you're going to have one knot there at the end.
Now you're going to tape it to the table, and this just helps to keep it in place as you add your beads. Now you can add your beads however you want to do it, but I'm going to do a pattern. So I'm going to start with the wood. Remember, this reminds me about the steam trains get their power through wood and coal. So So we get our power from Jesus every day. And that's our reminder, this blue cross, that Jesus gives us power. And I'm so glad he does. Now, our point for today is Jesus' power
Helps us be good friends.
Exactly. And Miss Emily's my friend. So I'm going to give her my power bead bracelet. And that's what you can do. You can either make another one if you have your materials, or you can make the one you made and give it to a friend.
Our preschool craft for today is the Fun Friends Puzzle. So this week we've been learning about Jesus' power, and our point for today is Jesus' power helps us be good friends. When we're friends with Jesus, he can help us fit together like a puzzle with other friends. And so today our craft is a puzzle with all of our animal friends that we have been learning about this week.
So here we have the red-tailed hawk, Ava, our bighorn sheep, Ramsey, elk, which is Lawrence, the mountain lion, Sierra, and Finn the fish. So what you're going to do now is you're going to get some coloring pencils, crayons, or markers, and you're going to color your puzzle. Okay, now that you have colored your puzzle, what you need to do next is mix up your pieces. And now put your puzzle back together. Just like that.
Remember that your point for the day is Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. We stand together.
Okay, kids, you made it through another day of VBS. This is our last day, day number 5. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Today, you learned from Lawrence the Elk that Jesus' power helps us to be good friends. Now, we're going to do a really cool experiment, probably the coolest one today. I hope that you're ready to get on your experiment gear. Well, so far during our experiments, I really haven't needed my eye protection, my lab coat, or even hand protection, but today I definitely do. Now, what we're doing right now, I don't know what either of the things are in here or in my hand, but I've heard that it will do something spectacular. Now, this bottle represents someone who is difficult to love. Have you ever had somebody in your life who is difficult to love? Sometimes I need to ask Jesus for help to love people well, because I just don't have enough steam, right? We've talked about trains. Steam power means energy for the train. Sometimes I just don't have enough steam on my own to love people who are difficult to love. But Jesus' power helps us to be good friends, and he helps us by giving us some steam power. 3, 2, 1, go! Wow, that is amazing. Having a good friend like Jesus sure does make it easier to be a good friend to other people as well. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for our VBS. I'm so sad to say that this is our last day of VBS. Thank you for sticking with us, and I hope that you have the love and the joy of Jesus inside of you. Please come and join us at church sometime at Fellowship Bible Church, and we will see you real soon. Bye!
Now,
We are going to be doing a power peed. Want to tie a knot at the end of one of the...
Wasted film!
Film?
they used to actually waste film.
You ready? You ready, Peter?
Ananias! Hey, Annie! Misa's so excited to see you! How are you doing? How's your wife? Sapphira, right? She reminds me so much of her aunt. She had one of those aneurysm things. No warning, whatever. It's just right there in her cereal. I was walking through town the other day. I saw your field. Man, that is a pretty field. Cash for that field, but there's one condition. You have to give all the proceeds to the church. Can you promise me that you'll give all the proceeds? I'm just joking. Okay.
You have me convinced with someone else.
Wrong, Ananias. Okay.
Jar Jar Binks reference.
Misa's so excited to see you.
We should totally put that in just for the parents or something.
None of the kids would get it. That was just for you.
I got it.